It's time for Papa Pergola's Sicilian sauce made from scratch. Hey everyone out there in YouTube, Facebook, and social land. It's the Cash Cow Girl showing you how it's done. So, look at my brand new pan. I needed it because I got a big order today. So this is a 10.5 quart nonstick pan that I got at Target for $27. In the pan is a line of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so you just line the bottom of the pan with the olive oil. I have 2 little 6-ounce cans of tomato paste in there. I have 6 large cloves of fresh garlic that I've minced through the garlic press that my dad got back in the 70s. I have fresh basil, 6 large leaves, torn into the pot, not chopped. I have a good amount of oregano, fresh leaves, and some fresh Italian parsley. There is a difference between parsley, so make sure you get Italian. I'm going to be posting pictures in this video so you can see exactly how much garlic and herbs and everything went into this pan. So what I've done is I've got it on a 7, okay, medium high, and I'm gonna saute this deliciousness until it's ready, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready. And then I'll show you the next step, which is gonna be the San Marzano tomatoes. Specifically these tomatoes and this brand, and there's a reason why. The Mount Vesuvius in Italy has the most amazing volcanic ash, and the soil around it is enriched with this ash. And this is where these tomatoes are grown. They're Roma tomatoes, straight out of San Marzano, Italy. And they're grown in that region. So what they do then is they have a special way of canning them in a delicious Italian sauce with fresh basil in it. This is why I use these tomatoes, because my dad said so. Now what I do is I put them in the Ninja, as you can see, and crush them but not completely pureed. And I leave them in the bowl till it's time to put them in. I buy already peeled garlic because it saves me so much time. My dad would kill me, but he'd say, just buy the garlic and do it yourself. But you know what? I ain't got time for that nonsense. So anyway, as you can see, it's starting to cook here. It's on medium high, and you really got to pay attention to it because you can burn it. You don't want to burn it. So I'm going to show you in the next segment what it looks like when it's done. It takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, give or take, to get to the point that it needs to be. Okay, y'all, so it's actually only been a few minutes to get the paste where it needs to be. Do you see how it looks? That's all you got to do as far as frying the paste goes. So I immediately reduce the heat to low, and I'm going to do the next step here, which is to add this deliciousness and a few other ingredients. So here's another trick from my dad. He said never leave any sauce in the can. So what I did was I filled up one of these cans with filtered water, and I literally rinsed the cans into the bowl and into the Ninja, and then poured it into the sauce. And as you can see, it's still nice and thick. Okay, it's just the right consistency with that 1 can of water. Okay, so next I've added a nickel's size amount of pink salt to the sauce. Only the size of a nickel because there's plenty of salt in the tomatoes. That's why. A heaping quarter size amount of fresh ground black pepper. Also a heaping quarter size of crushed red pepper flakes. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Yes, that helps with the acidity on the tomatoes. Trust me, trust and believe. And 2 handfuls of fine cut Parmesan cheese. So it's in here now. I'm stirring it away. Now what I'm going to do is this is going to simmer on low all day basically, and I'm going to start making the meatballs next, and I'll show you how that goes. So here we have the sauce simmering. Now it's time to make the meatballs. Okay, it's time to tell you the first part of the meatball recipe. You buy 80% lean ground beef. Now if you want leaner meatballs than that, that's up to you. 80% is the perfect amount of leanness in order to have a juicy, tasty meatball. If you're worried about fat, don't eat my food. I'm telling you, because it's not, it's not diet food. But the good part is it's all real food. So 80% lean ground beef, 3 pounds. That's a single batch. A quarter size amount of salt, a quarter size amount of pepper, okay, and the same amount of garlic that I use in my sauce, which I showed you earlier. It is minced through this little beauty, my dad's garlic press that's been in the family forever. That's the first step of the meatball process. So what I've done here is I've added what I call the Holy Trinity of fresh herbs, which is the same thing I put in my sauce. Fresh basil, fresh oregano, and fresh Italian parsley. Same exact amounts as I put in the sauce goes into a 3-pound batch of the meatballs. I've just added 2 handfuls, heaping handfuls of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Dad always bought Progresso brand. Just a hint, but you can buy whatever brand you like. I've just added 2 small handfuls of Parmesan cheese. So I added somewhere between 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of water and a good healthy drizzle of olive oil and 3 eggs, and break them into something other than the mixture so you don't get shells in there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this by hand, and we're gonna hand roll the meatballs, approximately 2 ounces each, on a parchment paper lined pan, and I've already preheated the oven to 350, so it's ready to go. Here's the sauce. It's still simmering away on low, as you can see. This is gonna happen for hours. Yes, that's the sauce. Okay, so we're gonna get those meatballs rolled. I'll show you what they look like before they go in the oven, and I'll tell you how long to bake them and on what temperature, which I already mentioned, 350, and then what to do with them after they come out of the oven, besides eat them. Okay, y'all, here's the first 20. This is what they look like going in, and this is what's left in the bowl. So I'm praying to God I get enough meatballs today. This customer ordered 82 meatballs, and I'll just be kicking myself if I don't have enough. So anyway, that's my first batch. This is what's left after 20 meatballs. They're going in that 350-degree preheated oven for approximately 20 minutes. Just know, guys, everybody's oven differs. So you got to keep an eye on things, and you have to be stirring your sauce as well about every 15 to 20 minutes. You don't want anything to burn. Okay, so they're going in the oven. Okay, y'all, so 20 minutes later, here's what the meatballs look like just out of the oven. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place them in the sauce, and they're gonna simmer in the sauce for a couple of hours. Yummo. This is my first 20, and I need to make 82 today, so wish me luck, y'all. Okay, so several hours later, the meatballs have been simmering in the sauce. There's about 40 of them in there right now. I've got the last 16 in the oven baking. And then here's the first 41, the first half of my customer's order. Basically, I didn't have room in the pot for all the meatballs, so I had to pull some of them out that have already been simmering for hours. But yeah, this is where I'm at, and I'm about to start the lasagna filling. I'm going to start with the ricotta cheese. You can see how small curd that is. And this is the brand that I swear by, Galbani ricotta cheese. Now the thing is, I normally buy 32-ounce container, but all I could find were 215s, which tells me they're skimming down. That should have been 16 ounces each, but you're getting less food for more money. That's basically how they sneak it past. But this will work. It's 215s, which is 30 ounces. That's fine for one lasagna. So I have it in a bowl, and I'm gonna show you what I'm adding to it to dress it so that I can start building the lasagna. As you can see, I've finally chopped the Holy Trinity, not Trinity, I don't know what's up with that. Holy Trinity of herbs. That would be fresh basil, oregano, and Italian parsley. I'm going to add this to the ricotta and stir it well, and that's all that's going in the ricotta, because there's plenty of garlic in everything else that's going in this lasagna, and plenty of salt, plenty of pepper, plenty of seasonings. So just the Holy Trinity goes in the ricotta. So here you have the fully dressed ricotta. What I'm gonna do now is show you how I build the lasagna. And the nice part about this is by the time those meatballs come out of the oven and I have my lasagna built, I'm not really wasting any energy because the oven's already heated to 350, and I'm gonna cook it slowly on 350. It usually takes anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So I will keep you in the loop. Okay, so we're about to construct the lasagna. So what I've done is I've put 2 ladles of sauce in the bottom of the pan. So I'm lining the pan with sauce. Then I'm gonna use my Barilla lasagna noodles. And basically you never have to boil these noodles. I don't know what people were thinking back in the day, but you just use regular old lasagna noodles. You don't have to boil them, and it comes out great. And then I've got my ricotta that's dressed. I've got mozzarella and parmesan. So I'm about to build the lasagna, and I'm going to show you step by step. Okay, for this particular pan, it takes 4 noodles across, and they can overlap a little bit. So you're starting with sauce, then your noodles, and I'll show you what comes next. Next is a layer of ricotta, and then a nice sprinkling of Parmesan and a whole lot of mozzarella coming next. So here's your mozzarella. If you don't eat dairy, I highly recommend you pass on this dish. Then I'm gonna show you the next layer. Since you can definitely overdo it on the sauce and have lasagna soup, I recommend that you're sparingly putting the rest of the layers of sauce on, because as it cooks, it will get a little too soupy if you put too much sauce. So this is all the sauce I put on this next layer. And you just repeat the layers. So I'll show you the finished product when it's all ready to go in the oven. And so here is the built, constructed, beautifully made lasagna about to go into a 350-degree oven for anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. I will show you what it looks like when it comes out. Good. I also have the last of the meatballs simmering in the sauce, and I've got my customer's meatballs ready to go. So all I have to do now is bake the lasagna and make him his salad, and I am done cooking for today. Talk about figuring that one just exactly right. The client got every ounce of my sauce. Yeah, so the only thing I had a little extra was a few meatballs, but I've got no sauce. So anyway, they'll still be delicious. So here we are with 2 quarts of sauce. We have 82 meatballs. We have the lasagna in the oven and the salad I'm about to make. So I'll show you what the salad looks like when that's done. Okay, so I'm starting out with a bed of mixed greens on my salad. This seems to be the most popular of all my salads. So this client asked for carrots in his salad, and I feel the best way to do it is to grate them on this thingy right here. So you peel them first, you wash them, and then you peel them, and then you grate them. And this was 3/4 of a large carrot, and as you can see, it gives you a nice pop of color on the salad, and people eat with their eyes, honestly. So there's the first layer. So the next layer would be the cucumbers that the client requested. I prefer to take the skin off of the cucumber. I just think it's better, and I think it looks better, so I strategically place them around to make it look pretty. Now, I am not a culinary school graduate. This is just a home-trained cook perspective of what I think a salad should look like. My fiance, who's a 5-star chef, I'm sure can make all of the food that I've made today look absolutely 100% better than me. However, he went to culinary school. So I'm pretty good for a home cook. So this is layer 2 on the salad, and this is a custom salad requested by the client. So for my third layer, the client had requested red onion. Now, I don't like to overdo it because these onions are very strong in flavor. So I used about 1/4 of a large red onion. And especially if he's got a date coming over for dinner tonight, I didn't want to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? And voila, the finished product. One custom-made salad with Italian mixed greens, freshly grated carrots, cucumbers, red onion, and jalapenos, along with your choice of dressing. And this client chose ranch, so I'm sure he's going to fully enjoy this. Et voila, the lasagna has come out of the oven. It took exactly 50 minutes, that's 50, 10 minutes less than an hour, in my 350-degree oven. As I mentioned earlier, all ovens vary, so you gotta just keep an eye on it. I would start looking at it anywhere from 35 minutes and beyond. Okay, so this lasagna will easily serve 9 people. I'm pretty sure you can get about 10 to 15 servings out of this salad. There are 81 hand-rolled meatballs and 2 quarts of sauce, and of course his salad dressing choice. So this is what my client is getting today. This is the end of the line. It took me about 5.5 hours to do all the preparation and cooking, and about another 1.5 hours to do the shopping, and it's gonna take me a couple of hours round trip to deliver it because it's a 45-mile journey one way into the West Valley. So that is the story of what this customer ordered, and I cannot wait until he tastes it.